Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Ottawa Senators franchise mode. So in last episode we had the season simulation and we had an insane season going 59, 20, and 3. We even had a 20 game winning streak during, I think it was January and February. And yeah, we also had a record that was broken by our captain Dmitry Plekhanov, which I didn't mention actually in the last episode because I didn't notice it. But Plekhanov broke the record for the most game-winning goals in a season, as he scored 17 game-winning goals. The record was like in real life it's 16, held by Phil Esposito twice and Michel Goulet. So there's a record that we have. It's pretty cool. And yeah, Plekhanov had a really insane season. He led the NHL in goals with 55 goals. He also led in points with 97 points. Also, I wanted to mention something cool. Our top line over the last 3 seasons has been comprised for 750 points in a combined 730 games, but 750 points basically in the last 246 games, which is pretty insane. They're also a plus 175 over that span too. 289 of their points were goals, and then 461 of their points were assists. Anyways, we're up here against the Tampa Bay Lightning here in the first round of the playoffs. We actually swept the season series 4-0, so I think we should have a chance to beat them considering their defense and their goaltending is pretty bad. Unless for some reason in the playoffs they're going to be the complete opposite, which sometimes happens. But as you can see, they have former player Brady Tkachuk, who signed there in the offseason a couple years ago. They also still have Braden Point and Stamkos and Malkin. But their leading point man during the regular season was Eli Tolvanen, who came off a 83-point season. So he was the only player that was over point per game on this team. And then in goal, they don't really have much. As you can see, Dembski and Comrie both not really that good at all. And then their defensive core is not that good either. So like I think we should be able to have the upper hand considering we have like the offensive capabilities. They have probably a pretty good offense as well, I could say, but their defense is just really bad, and I think we could outplay them there and then outplay them in net. Like Fowler should be able to outplay an 82, but you never know. So let's get into game number 1 at the Canadian Tire Center, see if we could take a 1-0 series lead. We should be able to, but who knows. We've been dynamite all year. Let's see if it can continue. First period, and it is 1-0 us. Peyton Osgood scores. That's good. He did not play actually the full 82 games this year. He missed 6 games because of an injury. I think it was 6 games. So it's good to see him score. He was actually a good performer in the playoffs last year, if I'm not mistaken. Second period, and it's 3-1 us. Nicely done. Ottoson ties it up, but then Prohorkin and Connolly scored to give us a 3-1 lead. Shots are 24-13 in favor of us. Let's see if we could just lock this down here in the third. Stamkos pulls Tampa Bay within 1 early. I don't like that. But Baumgartner's going to make it a 4-2 game. Yes, first line comes through with a goal. I wonder if that's all 3 of our lines, or 4 of our lines. Why did I say 3? Stamkos pulls them within 1 again. Even though he's old, he's still playing good. Last 3 minutes. Come on, guys. Hold it off. Hold it off. And we're going to do just that as we win game 1, 4-3. Not a very good game for Fowler. 3 goals on 20 shots. But we score 4 on 36 shots. So, Osgood from Chabot, Prohorkin from Voinov and Connolly from Voinov and Prohorkin, so that same line scoring, that was the 4th line. And then Baumgartner from Loktionov and Chabot. So surprisingly, no points actually from Plekhanov in that game 1. After having a 97-point season, you think he would produce, but maybe he's just waiting for game number 2. But then again, I was looking actually at Plekhanov's point per game stats, and in like the regular season, he puts up like 0.93 points per game, which is pretty insane. But then during the playoffs, he's like, I think maybe like 0.8 or 0.7. So he's kind of a bit worse of a player in the playoffs. Hopefully he has a breakout year this year. And also, it's the last year of his contract, actually. I was going to offer him a contract renewal because I was going to actually talk to you guys about that, but I forgot about that. So, Plekhanov's contract is actually up for renewal this year. and he wants an extension, but he is a UFA. I'm going to give him already his contract extension, and I'm not going to already ask you guys. I'm going to give him 8 years at 8.125 or 9.125. See if he can sign for that long, because if he does, then he's pretty much locked up his career here, and I really want him. I think that's a pretty good price to pay for a guy that's put up 47 goals like 2 times and then 55 just this season. It might screw up our cap situation, but we got to get rid of like people like Chabot and Fowler potentially this offseason. So we're going to have a lot of cap space for other guys down the road like Loktionov and Baumgartner. So there you go. Plekhanov has got a contract renewal sent. Hopefully he accepts that, because maybe that's why he's not playing good in the playoffs so far. He doesn't have a point yet, is because he's kind of uncertain about his future here. So game number 2 back at the Canadian Tire Center still. Let's see if we could take a 2-0 series lead and go 6-0 against Tampa Bay so far this season. First period, and it's 1-0 Tampa Bay, goddammit. Braden Point opens the scoring on Brandon Fowler. I almost said Flower again. Shots are 12-5 in favor of Tampa Bay. Why do we only have 5 shots? Hopefully we could get some more in a second. There you go. 2 goals. Mironov and Pushkarev. We're being outshot 20-13, but we got a 2-1 lead. So we're getting to Demski in that horrible defensive core. Let's see if we get an insurance marker here in the third. There you go. Elias Anderson makes it 3-1. Power play. And there you go. Plekhanov scores to make it 4-1. Yes, Plekhanov coming through in game number 2. Zucker is going to make it a 4-2 game. Last 5 minutes of this third period. Just lock it down, guys. Last a little bit, and we are going to lock it down and win 4-2 in game number 2. So Mironov from Pushkarev and Chabot, Pushkarev from Mironov, Elias Anderson from Peyton Osgood, and then Dmitry Plekhanov from Loktionov and Baumgartner. Nice, that first line picking up the big points, or well, at least 1 point. So there's the 3 stars, Mironov and Pushkarev the first 2 stars with 2 points each, and then Fowler the 3rd star making 28 saves. So far so good. Hopefully we can continue this offensive pace. We've scored 4 goals in back-to-back games. And Plekhanov has accepted his 8-year contract extension. That's awesome. Like, it might screw up some situations with the younger guys and stuff like that, but I wanted Plekhanov always to play here until he retires, and he's now signed till he's 33. We might have to give him 1 more contract till he, because he might retire like 37, 38 for all we know. I'm just hoping he plays a really lengthy career and he can break some more records, because I love that guy. He's definitely a great captain to have. Okay, so game number 3, we're now in Tampa Bay at the Amalie Arena, I think it's called, unless its name's changed, I don't know. Let's see if we could continue this hot trend. First period, and it is 1-1. Plekhanov scores his first goal with his new contract doesn't kick until next year, but still. And then Mira ties the game up at 1. Shots are kind of even, 12-11 in favor of us. Second period, and it is 3-2 Tampa Bay. Damn. Tolvanen makes it 2-1. Loktionov ties it up to the top line again, but then Buchnevich is going to give them a lead late in the period. Shots are 21 apiece. Let's see what happens here in the third. It's anybody's game. Come on, we want to tie it up here, guys. We had a power play, but we could not score. Baumgartner, you're the only top line player that hasn't scored in this game yet. Can you come through here, or somebody else like Plekhanov? Elias Anderson, yes, ties the game at 3 apiece. And we're running away in the shots now. Last 3 minutes of this game, and we are headed to OT in game number 3. Once again, it's going to be a 4-goal game, or 4 goals for the winning team in this game. We're outshooting 37-27, so we had definitely a huge size in shot advantage in the third. Let's see if we can continue that here in OT, and Autoson's going to win it for Tampa Bay in game number 3, so Tampa Bay takes a game on their home ice. So Plekhanov from Baumgartner and Loktionov from Plekhanov and Baumgartner, Elias Anderson from Paul Bull, and Tkachuk had a point against us, which sucks. I think that was his first point of the series, though. So there's the 3 stars, all Tampa Bay guys. and we are going to game 4 with potentially what could be a brand new series if Tampa Bay is managing to tie this up. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we could take a 3-1 series lead back home. And speaking of home, there's Liam Ekholm coming back into the lineup, as he was injured with a sprained ankle for a bit, and now he's back in the lineup taking over Troy McPherson's spot. So that's good news. So there you go, Liam Ekholm back into the NHL lineup. That's good. Hopefully he can help contribute. So here we go, game number 4. This is a big one for both teams. It's either going to be a tie series headed back home, or it's going to be a 3-1 series lead for us. Let's see what we could do here. We need that top line to continue to produce. First line, or not first line, first period. Why did I say first line? Oh my god. Now I'm going to sound like an idiot. 1-0 Tampa Bay after 1. Nazem Kadri scores on Kuleshov. Why is Kuleshov in net? Did Fowler go down with an injury? I know he has had injury troubles in the past, but hopefully not. That would suck. Shots are 9-0 in, or not 9-0, 9-9 in favor of Tampa Bay. Second period, and it's 3-3. Wow, offensive period for us too. Prohorkin will tie the game at 1, but then Stamkos makes it 2-1 Tampa Bay. Then we get 2 unanswered, Vishnevsky and Prohorkin again, so we had a 3-2 lead. But Braden Point ties it up late in the third, or not in the third, in the second period. Shots are 21-19 in favor of Tampa Bay. Come on, guys, let's win this. I know Kuleshov is in net, but we got to do this. If Fowler got injured, we got to still find ways to win games. There you go, Prohorkin. I think that's his hat trick, isn't it? Or was it a different P guy? I think that's his hat trick. Prohorkin with a hat trick in game number 4, I think. Power play for Tampa Bay. It's a long one, and we killed off. And there's an empty netter from Elias Anderson. A late goal from Kadri, but we still hold off because of this empty netter. And we win 5-4 in game number 4. So we're letting a lot more goals in than I expected, but we're still playing great offensively. So Prohorkin from Voinov and Baumgartner. Vishnevsky from Anderson, Prohorkin from Chabot and Voinov, Prohorkin from Connolly and Voinov, and Elias Anderson from Bull and Osgood. So, yeah, Prohorkin gets a hat trick, and Voinov is a really good player. He's only 20 years old, and he has a 3-assist game. Good for third star, Kadri the second star, and Prohorkin the first star with those 3 goals. Okay, so we're going into game number 5. I guess Fowler did not get injured, so that's good. So we're going into game number 5 with a chance to end the series on home ice. Can we please do it, guys, and head to the second round of the playoffs? That would be awesome. I feel like we're going to go at least to the conference finals this year, but who knows. Game number 5, first period, and it is scoreless. Shots are 17-5 in favor of us. Damn, we're getting a lot of shots, but their goalie's keeping them in it. Second period, and it's still 0-0. Shots are still in our favor, 24-15, but nobody's actually scored a goal yet, so we actually have a good defensive game here. Let's see what happens here in the third period. Come on, guys, we got to end them here on home ice. Penalty kill, and Stamkos scores for Tampa Bay to open the scoring. That's not good. Dembski's having a good game for them. Come on, boys, let's tie this up. We have the offensive capabilities. I know we do. We had 5 last game. Last tiny bit, and there is a league goal from your captain, Dmitry Plekhanov, with 1:55 left on the clock, and we are headed to overtime. Good job, captain. Shots are 32-24 in favor of the Sens. Let's see what happens in overtime. Come on, guys. Penalty kill. Oh, and Tampa Bay is going to win it again, and it's Brady Tkachuk, of course. And we're going to a game number 6. Plekhanov tried to get us that win, but Tkachuk wins it in overtime for Tampa Bay. So Plekhanov from Loktionov and Baumgartner is our only goal. So Dembski the first star, Fowler the second star, and Plekhanov the third star. So we are going into game 6. So this is another big game for Tampa Bay, especially because they're on home ice. They're going to either be eliminated or they're going to force a game 7 where anything could happen pretty much. So let's see what happens here in game number 6. Not going to change anything with our lines. Come on, boys, you could do this. You could do this. We're going to go real-time simulation for this game as well, because why not? Autoson's going to open up the scoring for Tampa Bay early. I don't like that. Come on, Fowler. You could do better. If you're making like over $10 million, you need to be able to do that. Last 5 minutes of the first period, and Pushkarev ties it at 1. Nicely done, Pushkarev. And we are going, actually, McCutcheon is going to give us a 2-1 lead late in the first. So 2-1 for us after 1. Shots are 13-10 in favor of your Ottawa Senators. Second period underway. Come on, boys, let's get some insurance. Lock this down. Power play for us. It's a big one. And there's a goal from the youngster. 20-year-old Voinov picks up his first NHL playoff goal. That's a big one. Penalty kill, and we killed off. Power play again for us. We don't score on it. And we have a 3-1 lead going into the third period. Come on, boys. Let's just hold them off. We're out shooting them. We're out playing them. Let's just lock this game down and end the series. Don't let them have any life. Penalty kill. Nicely done. Last 10 minutes of this third period. Penalty kill again. And we killed off last 5 minutes of the third period. And your Ottawa Senators are going to hold off the Tampa Bay Lightning and win in 6 games. And the final score in game number 6 was a score of 3-1. Not game-winning goal from Voinov, but game-winning goal from McCutcheon. So Pushkarev from Mironov and LaRose. So LaRose picks up his first NHL playoff point. McCutcheon from Mironov and Voinov from Prohorkin. 3 stars, Fowler, Mironov, and McCutcheon. Awesome job, boys. That was a really good series. We scored a lot of goals. We played decently defensively in some of the games, but other games we might have let in a bit too much. Okay, so let's take a look at the player stats for for round number 1, and then we will see who we're up against in the second round of the playoffs. Okay, so Prohorkin 6 points in 6 games. Same with the youngster Voinov, 6 points in his first 6 playoff games. Pretty amazing. Baumgartner also 6 points. Loktianov 5 points. Plekhanov, Anderson, and Mironov, and Chabot 4 points. Pushkarev, Osgood, Connolly 3 points. Bowl 2 points. And then McCutcheon, Vishnevsky, LaRose 1 point. And nobody else with a point. Ekholm was actually a +3, so that was good in his first 3 games. Fowler 3-0-2, a .912 save percentage, and a 2.31 goals against average. While Kuleshov went 1-0 with an .840 save percentage and a 4.56. Damn. Okay, so now let's see who we're up against in the second round of the playoffs. Hopefully it's a team we could beat. Like, I know Washington's not in the playoffs this year after they beat us out last year. So hopefully it's a team we could actually beat, and hopefully it's not like the Pittsburgh Penguins, because I hate Pittsburgh. All Sens fans should hate Pittsburgh almost. And it's going to be the Florida Panthers. Okay, we've never played Florida in the playoffs before, so this is another new team. This should be interesting. Well, actually, we just played the other Florida-based team, but we've played Tampa Bay multiple times, I think. So, Florida's lineup. Owen Tippett, Alexander Barkov, but he's injured. Who hopefully that's for a long time. And Nikita Kucherov in at Florida. Interesting. So he went from Tampa to Florida. And then you also got Jyrki Hämäläinen. That guy was an 11th overall pick in 2019. You got Ryan Johansson and Jakob Tutin. Third line, Zachary Senyshyn, Anthony Beauvillier, and Alex Tuck. And then fourth line here, you got Sami Valiati, I don't know how to pronounce it, Maxim Latipov, and Rasmus Asplund. Then defensively, wow, okay, that's a pretty solid top 3 at least. Chychrun, you got, Jacob Chychrun, Aaron Ekblad, and Damon Severson. Then you also got Josh Jacobs, Jamie Alexiak, and Jonas Brodin. And in goal, you have Calvin Pickard and Jace Travica. Well, so they have really bad goaltending. We might be able to get to that with our awesome offense. And then they also have Dennis Mulligan, Yanni Gourde, and Marcel Fontaine. So Marcel Fontaine is probably the guy that's replacing Barkov, I would assume. So they still probably have a pretty good center core, but hopefully Barkov is out this entire series, so it's an easier time for us, because that top line would be dangerous with Barkov and down the middle. Let's just check how long he's injured for. Hopefully it's for quite a while. Like, if it's for like a week, at least we might miss him for a couple games. Florida might miss him for like 4 games or something. And he broke his foot, so he's out till May the 26th. So he's out the entire series. So that definitely gives us a leg up. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of our Sens franchise mode. So next episode, we will take it to round number 2, where we take on the other Florida team in the Florida Panthers. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.